Hey everybody, welcome back to Fossil Games and our Let's Play as Vietnam. Let's get right started here right away by putting down a few tack points to start planning ahead for this episode. So I can already see that I want to put a new city right down there, and I want to put my special unique encampment a couple tiles away from it, and the plan is in the future to probably have a canal right in between the two, right? And that'll give me access to that big lake right there in the middle, and then my next city, I'm planning on getting 2 cities out as quickly as I can, is going to go down next to that river, because I can tell that that's going to be a good place to make use of all those forests and rainforests that Vietnam is so good at making the most out of. Now, I decided I wanted to be sort of aggressive with that next city that I'm planning on putting down, right? So I'm going to be going right down there, right where I can put the canal next to where Kublai Khan in Mongolia is. And the idea is really just to be aggressive, right? It's really to make sure that Kublai Khan doesn't come there first, to make sure I control that choke point, and also to have naval access into that big lake in the middle. There's Beowulf, unfortunately already discovered by the Khmer, who are just... they're just killing it this game. They're just dominating, and spoiler alert. But we're gonna see more of that this episode, right? All right, so here I'm more or less just sort of lining up my units to make sure that I'm still defending against whatever Kublai Khan can throw at me. Make sure that I'm sort of warding off that one warrior that's wandering around back there in between my cities. And with my scout, I decided to basically scout right through the middle of Khmer's empire to really see what they're up to, because I'm already starting to get the feeling that they're going to be a much bigger player in this game than I anticipated. You know, I've been so focused on confronting Kublai Khan down in the south, right, and having that choke point and taking control of Antananarivo, that city-state up there, from him, that, I just haven't really given enough thought to Khmer. So, I wanted to sort of scout through and see what's going on up there. So I finally got out that settler so that I can put down our 3rd city, and I think it's just going to be a great city spot, right? Because it also closes off that choke point, also gives us access to the lake, and I'll be able to build an aqueduct from that position. So, I won't have all the housing right away, but it'll be pretty good. Another bonus about settling there is that I am going to get another source of diamonds, and as we're going to see, you have to have 2 of a resource in order to build an industry of that resource, right? And start making use of the new Monopolies and Corporations mode, which I really want to get to. So, yeah, we're going to be moving our settler down there. And besides that, I'm sort of working on my 2 libraries up there, or 2 campuses, 1 library, to sort of make most of the bonuses that we're getting there. Now... let's see. Okay, there we go. Karakoram just flipped. Okay, so now that's gone to the Khmer. And this has actually created sort of an interesting situation, which I didn't entirely think of. I didn't entirely see it coming, and that's that now Kublai Khan has some military trapped up near me, right? He has some military that was wandering up near his city there, right, near Karakoram, and now that he's been kicked out, now he's got some military that you're going to see he's going to be wandering up near that city-state. You can see him right there, right? So now I sort of got a potential new threat up to the north right there, and at the same time I need to make sure I have a clear path to get my settler into place and defend against the south. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how that works out. And right here I just wanted to sort of slow things down for a second and highlight what I was doing, because a lot of Civ is just about working out some of the math, and I can see there that a campus is going to take me 5 turns to complete. But that once I do, I am going to boost whatever that civic is called, right? That's going to then give me access to political philosophy. You could probably see it right there. And And so I decided to, basically, rather than plowing right through that civic that was going to take me 7 turns to complete, right? I figured I'd just go for the boost to that civic by finishing the campus first, and then start working on a different civic. You know what I mean? A little complicated. If you're following along, you saw it. If not, no big deal. Nobody lost anything. So I'm definitely the reason I'm really focusing on building so many libraries and everything is is because I'm getting a bonus. Right, it's from my Pantheon belief that I'm giving a bonus to Great People Points from the library. So I want to make sure that I build those, and I am ready to put down my second city. Boom. And that gave me access to sailing, which is going to be cool, because I can actually start to see here that I'm going to want to start making a navy, that I'm actually going to be able to do a lot more with a navy in this game than I necessarily would be able to with my land forces alone, right? And a big reason for that is just because of these sort of choke points that I have here. I'm realizing that, sometime in the future, I may end up having some sort of major conflict with the Khmer. And in order to fight that, I'm going to have a navy. That's going to be my best way to go through it, because I got a city-state blocking me to the north that I may want to think about taking that city-state at some point, right? Although I'm going to need some kind of legitimate reason to do that. But it's definitely going to help me to have a navy for that. There, I decided to go ahead and give Kublai Khan my promise not to settle near him, because the next city I'm planning on settling, I don't think would cause any problems in that way. So why not just get the extra diplomatic favor, right? So basically I'm realizing that I'm going to want to get to a navy as quickly as possible. A navy is also a really good way to boost your military numbers. What is that? Nuh-uh. Okay, so, all right. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, Kublai Khan just took away a little bit of my security there. Luckily, I'm researching the mysticism civic, so I'm gonna be able to get another envoy there that I could use. In theory, it's pretty important for me to be suzerain of that city state, right? To protect myself up there. So we're gonna have to see what happens there. And there's America, right? America, we discovered them. And as Vietnam, that makes me a little nervous. Though I suppose they should also be nervous, right, at meeting Vietnam in a game. But for now, they're pretty far away from me, so I'm not too worried about what's going to be happening with them. Let's see, we got that early competition. I am not a fan of that competition, to be honest. The Appease the Gods competition. I never have enough military to throw away into volcanoes, right? Who wants to be doing that? Especially on deity, right? So, and the reward just doesn't really seem like it's enough. So here I'm starting to look at some of the industry stuff, and I'm realizing that, I could I could probably get to that, the diamond and have an industry, and there you can see I finally found it. A diamond industry is going to give us plus 25 gold yield in that city. So that's what I'm going to be going for. And at this point in the game, 25% doesn't really sound like that much, but every little bit counts, and if I put that in my capital, I think, the plan is definitely to have that in my capital, because I'm going to be producing more gold there than my third city down there where I have my other diamonds, right? So that's kind of the plan, right? A plan to sort of shoot for the economic tech that'll let me get there. Now this is kind of interesting. This is a new district that also came out with this new update in January. You can read the description there of what it does, and then it's got its own new buildings and stuff. But we're gonna dig into that a little bit more at the end of this video when we meet up again. after this speed look at the game, we're going to meet up again like usual for a little strategy talk, and we're going to talk about that district a little bit, and I'm going to think about where and how I might want to incorporate that in my gameplay here, because I definitely do want to build it somewhere at some point, so that I can see really what it does. What? Oh, okay. So I put an envoy there, and man. All right. Well, so I lost it again. Okay, that really sort of complicates things. Competition for that city-state is obviously very much heating up. And I need to think about how I really want to approach that city-state. Because again, in theory, so another thing I was thinking before I started this video actually is that, on deity, I've been playing a little bit passively, trying to avoid war so far and things, but I'm seeing the Khmer turn into a real behemoth, right? And on deity, you pretty much have to have a little bit of military aggression to come out on top in the long run, right? You have to expand your empire beyond what you're able to do with your own settlers. And as nicely defensible as my position is, with those sort of two choke points in that city-state, it's not a very easy position to expand from, right? I can't really launch an attack on Khmer at the moment, right? The only person I could possibly go to war with right now is Genghis Khan, and I'm not quite ready for it yet. It's possible that once I get up my my city walls and my encampment down there in my third city, that's something I could look at, right? But I'm not ready for it yet. But even that would be pretty hard, right? I'd be attacking right into the very heart of his empire, maybe even against his capital. I can't really see what the nearest adjacent city is there, so that would be tough, right? So I'm not. It's just not a position that makes it very easy to strike out from, and so I'm thinking, one, build the navy. That's going to extend my reach, and two, I'm gonna need to look at finding an opportunity to take that city-state and then go to war against the Khmer, right? That's something that might be on the books for another episode or two from now. So we may even get to see some cool elephant on elephant warfare there with our unique units. And okay, we got a bit of a solar flare, and it actually pillaged my campus district. I don't think I realized that solar flares could do that. Thought solar flares could only interrupt electricity buildings and things later in the game. But, well, I mean, there it is. Obviously, that's not true. Obviously, it can pillage campuses. So, yeah, gonna have to spend a few turns rebuilding that campus, unfortunately. But yeah, we could still make progress in other areas, obviously. I got my next settler finally moving over there, almost ready to get to my fourth city. And and here I'm going to start building city walls. There they are. Going to start building my walls because otherwise my encampment district down there would be more or less useless in terms of defense without the walls. So I want to get those up and make sure that no matter what happens, I have a decent defense against Kublai Khan, right? In case I know he's starting to sort of get into a desperate situation, especially with the Khmer being so strong next to him, and I don't want him to all of a sudden lash out and come and attack me. So it's pretty important that I have a real strong defense there, no matter what. And over here, I'm going to work on a trader, and that is so that that's in order to boost the currency tech, so that I can get to industries. And that's my second diamond resource improved. So definitely as soon as I get the tech, I can head over into my capital city and build an industry on top of the diamonds there. And and we'll have that going right away. Reminder to myself, actually, when we go back and have the little strategic talk in the end here, I need to check on global resources in the reports tab and see sort of what resources I have control over. And why does Kublai Khan like me? Everyone else hates me, and All right, Kubi, you respect my strength and income? But they both kind of suck. All right, Kubi, you do you. Fair enough, fair enough. Now, I was kind of toying around here with what he might want to give me, or what anyone might want to give me for those second diamonds. And, France didn't really want to give me anything. America didn't want to give me anything. And, here I'm going down one gold at a time to see if he'll budge, right? But they didn't want to give me anything, and I certainly didn't want to give it to Khmer, and I didn't want to give it to Mongolia either, because I'm kind of hoping, Mongolia has some kind of collapse, and I can take advantage of that, right? So I didn't end up trading it to anybody. Wasn't worth it. What were we looking at right there? All right, so yeah, here I'm checking up on the great people points that I'm getting from the campuses and picking my new government. Gonna go for a classic republic right there. And, I'm looking to slot in some of these dark age policies, but none of them are any good for my situation right now. They just, they just don't help me out. So, kind of a shame, but I'm not going to really get to make use of that, at least not in this age. But I have definitely been checking the Golden Age points for the next age, and it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty darn good. So I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to be able to go into a new age in a Golden Age, and that Kublai Khan is going to be stuck still in a Dark Age, right? So maybe that way I could even take a city from him. And okay, you can see there. Look, I'm getting so close with those with the great scientist points there, which is pretty cool on deity, right? Anytime you could snag a great person on deity is some kind of accomplishment. And here I'm just going to clear that jungle. Hello, little unguarded civilians. If you did declare war on me, those could be some juicy targets, right? Yeah, nobody likes me. What else is new? Well, except for Kubi. Kubi's my buddy. Sorta. Even though I would love to benefit from his demise. All right, and up here, I don't even know. I don't really have a lot of really any aim up there to what I'm exploring. I'm just exploring. All right, just trying to reveal a little bit more of the map. The other industry I'm eventually going to have access to. Here we go. I'm going to get currency in one turn now. The other industry I'm going to have access to there is coffee, because it doesn't really show up on the map that I have two, but that's because my capital city is settled right on top of a source of coffee. And then in my fourth city that I settled there down by the river, I'm going to get another source of coffee. And here I'm just really debating where to put, first of all, what I should build and where to put some of my districts. I can never decide where to put a government plaza. And so what happens is I always end up putting them down fairly late, and I really need to sort of correct that in my gameplay, because I think it probably is not, well, I wouldn't even call it a strategy. I was going to say it's not the best strategy, but it's not even a strategy. It's a lack of a strategy. That's what it is. A sorry lack of a strategy. There we go. Got rid of those second diamonds now to Teddy. Thank you very much. And now I finally have the tech to upgrade those slingers. So yeah, I always struggle to figure out where to put down my government plaza. And I think that's wanting to sort of make the most of it, out of its loyalty benefits, and also out of its adjacency bonuses to other districts. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to settle on something sooner or later. Finally got my first trade route going, and I decided to just make it, even though Kumasi wants me to send them a trade route, I decided to make this one a domestic one. I know my capital needs some extra food, and the extra production is also always nice. So I was just going to send that right over to my second city, and that'll boost currency for me. And now I officially have access to industries, and I can upgrade my slingers. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, I feel a whole lot safer. Like if I had any doubt at all about my safety, I feel good now. And that was just me checking up on when I can get to my unique unit, which is like an elephant archer playing as Vietnam. And that's not going to be till the next age, but so it's a few techs away. And I'm not sure what Kublai thought he was offering me right there. I got nothing to do with the iron, and all he was giving me was 55 gold, and I don't want to give him horses. All right, he doesn't need any help from me in that area, playing as Mongolia. So yeah, I won't be able to get to my unique unit till the next age, but I believe my unique unit will be out at the same time as the Khmer. Wait, what? What just happened? I was so close to a great scientist. And, so that's the thing about the AI on Deity, you know, when it comes to combat, when it comes to a few other things, they're really terrible at managing how they perform. But when it comes to great people, I gotta say the AI does a pretty good job of, you know, spending their faith points and spending their gold to make sure that they steal away the great people from you. And I'm not generating any faith at all, and not really enough gold to be focused on spending any of it on great people. So unfortunately, I got some of those stolen away from me. And ooh, little fire. I think it's the first one in my empire since the beginning of the game. And now we can finally start work on my new district. Get an archer down there for some protection. And yeah, I'm definitely feeling pretty safe at this point. Not only does Kublai like me, but upgrading those archers definitely beefed up my military numbers there, and made me a lot stronger. And of course, you know, the human player is always better at maneuvering and everything than the computer. So those archers are definitely gonna keep me safe. The any danger that might have been there of being eliminated from the game early on is pretty much gone. So yeah, now I'm trying to find the best way forward to reach machinery and get to my unique unit, which I could use to you know, hopefully stampede over either Mongolia or the Khmer. And I keep wanting to put down my unique districts in my capital, and I'm just not quite getting to it. Not quite getting there, but we will. We're going to. Pretty much all my cities are going to have one of those encampments. And I also really need to get up some city walls in my second city there. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, a little late, but there we go. There's our first industry, our diamonds industry. As you can see, it's giving us plus 25 gold yield in our capital, and just made that tile pretty impressive. And we just got some Golden Age points for it. And oh, hello, is that another unguarded settler? A little far away, but you never know if we could make use of that. All right, guys, we're going to end it right there and head over into our little strategy meeting to end things off. See you there. All right, everybody, come on in. Strategy meeting. Strategy meeting, everybody. Let your colleagues know. Come on in. Bring your coffee. We're going to sit down, have a good time, talk a little strategy here. You guys ready? All right, let's get into it. All right, so this is the situation as it currently stands. All right, we got up these two new cities, which is really good for us. That's, you know, at least we're expanding. We're definitely, I checked earlier. I think you could even see it in the video before. I checked to see how many cities Mongolia actually has, and we are a city ahead of them. So that's pretty cool. We've actually even got an advantage over them in that way. But the real problem here is the Khmer. Look at the size of this empire already. All right, and they've got another city up here. I can't even tell. There might be something more back here. Most of their cities, at least the core of their empire, already have city walls up. I mean, it's looking tough, right? And honestly, I would have expected them to have gone after Kublai Khan, except that they're at war with France. Right, and it looks like they're manhandling France pretty well, because France had a much higher military strength than this previously. And I think I actually signed a deal to give France some horses, and I refused a similar deal to the Khmer. So I'm trying to support France the best I can at fighting the Khmer. But what all of this means for me, unfortunately, I'm not in a situation to do much right now. But what it means for me is that in the future, this city-state is just going to be even more pivotal, right? So I need to be thinking now about how I can take advantage of any situation in which the Khmer becomes suzerain of the city-state and then declare war on me, or any opportunity that I could take in the future to come over and take this city-state away. Because I also can't stay suzerain of it, right? The AI moves down the civics tree far faster than I do, and they accrue envoys faster than I do, and so I'm just not going to be able to keep up with, probably not even with Genghis Khan, right? And definitely not with the Khmer if they start turning their attention over here, which, if you can see, they've got one envoy over there now. And they moved Amani out of Vilnius. They had her over here. So I'm not sure exactly where she went. But if she came over here, and they really turned their attention here, I think I'd have a hard time holding them off from that in the long run. So I might need to sort of shift my attention, make sure I'm suzerain of Kumasi. Right, to protect my flank in the back, right? Although I don't think anybody even knows about them, so I'm not too worried about it now. But definitely in the future, that's something to think about. And then look for whatever opportunity I can to take this city. Now, in order to take this city, this is some sort of difficult terrain, a difficult, tight area to be fighting in. And so I really need to make sure that I'm able to funnel in some navy into this area. And because I have control over these basically these choke points, right, that no one can really, I'm going to be pretty invulnerable through both of these areas. And so the Navy is also going to help me extend my power beyond those. It's going to help me sort of outflank whatever enemy I have by coming around this side or coming at Kublai Khan down here. There's a few different possibilities and opportunities to go for there. But definitely in a war against the Khmer, Navy is going to be important. And I'm going to want to take the city-state, and that's also going to mean that I'm going to want a ship stationed right out here. Even 2 or 3, really, so that I can switch them out and withstand any fire that comes from the city. But before I do that, I'm going to need to get ahead in tech, maybe even get to my unique unit, definitely get swordsmen, all that kind of stuff. So, for the next video, I'm going to try to expand a bit more, using some settlers, but I really can't wait too long to be expanding militarily. And so I think my next city is probably going to be up here on the coast. You can see that I got a few open tiles here I can settle. Oh. I actually thought there was one more. Is this... Oh, I think it's actually because of the fire. I can't settle there right now, but this tile is also open. So I'm going to want to settle somewhere right here on the coast, and that would also give me additional sort of ocean access over here, right? That I could come up on the Khmer and harass them from there. I'm already building galley over here to that point, so that as soon as I get a canal up here, which actually I guess that's probably going to be quite a while. Man, I don't. Where do canals come in? I'm not even going to be able to see it on the tech tree because I'm playing with those. I'll check it later. But yeah, for now, I don't really have much of a choice, but just to expand through the use of my settlers. So I'm going to come up here, and then, I have some pretty nice territory to expand to over here. It might actually be better to come here first, get access to this iron, and and also explore the seas a little bit. I mean, I have no idea what's going on beyond this continent. Now, the other thing I'd like to point out is, I'm trying to work out if I could take a unit like these archers and actually take this settler from Mongolia by declaring a surprise war. And I don't think so, right? Because that would take me 1 turn, but then moving on the hill would take 2 turns. So I don't think I'd be able to get up there and grab that through a surprise war. So there's not really much I can do with that. And up here, I'm probably not going to be able to touch this settler either. I would like to. I mean, there's not really much America can do to me militarily, ultimately, right now. They're too far away. But he does have this chariot right here, and he would just take it back. And there wouldn't really be... I wouldn't really benefit. I wouldn't really gain from that in any significant way. Let me check the global resources for a second, like I wanted to do. Okay, so I got two diamonds. Japan has 1, and the Khmer have 1 as well. So I'm far from being able to have. Well, actually, I guess I do have half of all the diamonds that I can see so far. So maybe in the future I will be able to create a monopoly out of that. I don't know. Gonna have to see. And I got the 1 coffee here. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm definitely excited to start making use of the new game mode and everything. And the one other thing I wanted to check on before I go away is this guy over here, the Preserve. This grants us 3 housing in the city based on appeal, and culture bombs adjacent to neutral tiles and increases their appeal by 1. Can't be adjacent to city center. Now, playing as Vietnam, that means that that these are going to need to be in forest or rainforest. So it might even be good somewhere here in the capital. Certainly got lots of forest and rainforest tiles that would benefit from that. Or plenty of places to put it, basically. But I don't want to surround it by districts, so the capital might not be the best. I don't know. What do you guys think? Where do you guys think I should put it? Because the other buildings that come along with it, like this grove, right? It gives output. It gives these resources to the adjacent tiles, right? So I'm going to be getting more food and more faith and more culture. So what spots look good to you guys? Where do you think that would really fit in? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 2. And also let me know what you think of this whole sort of format. I'm still sort of experimenting what the best way to go about doing this is in terms of like running through the play time quickly and then having these little strategy sessions here. So let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear about them. And yeah, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and hit the like button, and I will see you for episode 3. Have a good few days until the next episode, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.